Hello, wonderful people, viewers and subscribers. Welcome back on this platform, BVI Channel 1. And still on Anambra governorship election debate, we've talked about the introductory part of it, the insecurity part of it, and we are now moving into the economy. And we'll be highlighting on the internally generated revenue, the IGR, and the infrastructural development needed for an economic boost. Now we're going to begin with Professor Soludo.
I think on this platform, there is only one person with the experience who has done it before, who has not only drafted plans. I drafted the National Economic Empowerment and Development Strategy of the Obasanjo regime, and that created about 12.8 million jobs in this economy. And that was the golden era of Nigeria's economic transformation. Again, that is not, we don't deal with theoretical figures. Facts are facts. I think the first thing you do when you want to govern a place, you even want to plan, is that you must have great respect for facts. Facts. You don't just throw up and say, I can feel it. Facts, quote your source, and then we can deal with that. And I have said, for me, coming in, IGR is an issue. And it's 28, but it's come from less than 10 billion when this government came in. And we still hope that there are several leakages that need to be plugged. We deploy technology and so on to ramp up our IGR. Certainly comparing with Lagos is a no-brainer. Lagos is about 30–35% of our national GDP. It's not comparable. The size of the economy of Anambra, we want to ramp it up, IGR, to about somewhere around, if we can make 5%, just 5% of the economy of Anambra in terms of our IGR. And we believe that we have got the experience and the technology to do that. We have done so before. I have developed plans that worked. In the financial services, I developed plans and clinically executed. I was not named the best governor of central bank in the world for nothing. Execution was the major reason given by the Financial Times. And therefore, when I promise and I say, this is what we will do, I promised consolidation, they said impossible, we delivered. I promised to transform the bankrupt mint, they said impossible, we delivered. I promised to deliver, set up a transcore. My friend Obo Tudeko and Co said it was not desirable, but it's got done, and so on and so forth. My record in public service is that I do what I say I will do. And on this one, we're going to ramp up IGR, and of course, come up with some other creative financing, project finance, for example. It's one that I also here, I think I'm the one with the experience who has had to raise over $1 billion to set up a financial institution. And we're going to set up Anambra Development Fund, and I have started there on my manifesto, $200 million for a start. And then we want to ramp it up over time to $1 billion. I am the only one on the podium who has done it before. And for Anambra, it's a piece of cake for me. He said something about the road. Clearly, the Obiano's government, Peter Obi, by the way, implemented the APGA Manifesto and did well, because he referenced Peter Obi. Peter Obi relatively did well. He did the roads as an APGA governor, implementing APGA Manifesto. Obiano has taken it to the next level. Not only did about 17 bridges, did some roads, and built us an international airport. There is the road challenge that needs to be fixed. I admit that. I've gone around through almost all the villages in Anambra, from Olumbanasa to Owerizukala to Obaru, and all the communities go to Oka North and so on. Anambra, there is a road challenge, and when I become governor, now continuing from where Obiano stopped, we're going to declare a state of emergency on roads. So that's no question, that's taken off for it, and my manifesto has elaborated on this. But how we get that to do, part of what we got to fix, because several of these, we just say we'll do roads and do that and so on and so forth. You got to deal with numbers. When you quote numbers, somebody says theoretical. That's very embarrassing, I mean, quite frankly. I quoted National Bureau of Statistics. You got to know how many roads are in dysfunction for you to fix it. If you can't measure it, you can't change it. And therefore, we have an agenda of tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and even alternative models, the ones that will be concessioned out, within this umbrella of a state of emergency on roads, the ones that we're going to concession out under PPP thing, the one that will do directly with government financing, and there are places that you have traffic jams that we need to lower. In fact, I had said that, the urban renewal agenda, if I am sworn in tomorrow as governor, I will start the urban renewal from Okpoko. That is the places that haven't got 1 square foot of tarred road, in spite of all the years of Ngige, Mbadinuju, Peter Obi, up till now, that we have to give priority. So, I have got it thought through, but more fundamentally, what is different between us is that I have thought through how this will be funded, which is my forte. How and where are we going to get the money to do this? Because even if you devote the entire state budget to fixing roads alone, all the roads that have been flagged off, in 1-2 years, you wouldn't finish them. The entire budget. And so there is a question about financing, alternative mix, and we have laid this out in my manifesto.
Yeah, Soludo made it clear in summary that he's going to declare a state of emergency on road infrastructure. And he is going to do that through what he called PPP, Public-Private Partnership. And he made another statement concerning what he called a revolution, urban development revolution, beginning with Okpoko. I told you before that these guys, especially Soludo in particular, is a good listener and follower of good governance ministry. And the message you've been passing is his blueprint. He's now adopted it as his blueprint. Now, why do I say it? You've seen me make a video of Okpoko and how they have neglected that area all these years. Now, he has included it in his plan that he will begin with Okpoko in urban development. Revolutionarily. And also, he made mention of PPP. This had been my message. If you understand the nature of an average Igbo person, Ndi Igbo are people that want communal effort. They invest in communal effort for the benefit of the people. They contribute money. But the problem they have today is the confidence. They have lost confidence in the political leadership in Igbo land. Corrupt, oppressive, wicked politicians and massive primitive words that they don't need have caused our people to lose confidence. And as a result, nobody is interested in even paying tax to government. Because once you contribute that money, they are going to squander it. Now, Soludo is saying that he's going to bring it back, that confidence level, and engage the people to partner with the government to, roll out some of this infrastructure. So you have me say that if you have good governor that can inspire the people, to tie roads will not be a problem. People are ready to contribute money to tie up all their estates and roads as long as they have a government that they can trust. Just like Sam Mbakwe did at that airport in Imo State. So these are part of the things we talk about. Now, let us go to the next person, which is Val Ozigbo of PDP. Now, but before we go there, let's give Soludo his score on the economy. We gave him 90%. Ozigbo, in his own analysis, made a statement.
I hope you're paying attention. Look at the road networks. Why don't he say that we have the worst road network in Nigeria today? What doesn't he say? Why doesn't he say that we have the worst competitiveness index? 23, 30 in different categories out of 35 in Nigeria. There's several things wrong with Anambra. And if you think it's still not broken, then you're not fit to be here. We know Anambra is broken, and I'm here to fix it. This is the reason I'm on this podium. Thank you. 3 of us are from the same local government, Agwata. in Amesi where I'm from, my roads, and Amesi roads better than Ethiopia roads, better than Oga roads. And these are people who have held high positions that I'm shocked that indeed they're actually even featuring on this debate, quite frankly. And also, I must say, when it comes to infrastructure, there are basic things we need to do. When you say you've planned it out, how the funding, I'm not planning it out. I already started announcing what I'm going to do with the roads. For instance, beyond deploying state resources, saving money from wastages that we see in this other government, saving money and channeling it to where it's needed, I've also said how I'm going to leverage the power of private sector. In Nigeria, in Anambra State, the biggest asset we have is our people. How do we leverage our people and their resources and their intellect and ingenuity? And what I've done is to say, I'll create a competitive environment where people are able to support what government is doing, and we encourage them, we recognize them. So if you build 10-kilometer road in your location, which a number of people are known for, we're actually going to complement, and with that, you can have a bragging right about what you're attracting to your community. And when we do that, we're going to have leftover of places we can now intervene with government resources. The point here is government money alone can't fix our roads. So we need to bring ingenuity beyond just what we can do with state resources, how we can leverage the power of private sector and also leverage the power of multilaterals. There's no other option available. So these are the options. You're not going to borrow expensive bank loans to fix. Is it that you're fixing with your savings from IGR and FAC, or you're fixing, and by cutting waste, by the way, cutting waste is a major part of it. And then also channeling your energy of private sector, which our people are known for. We are intellectually sound and we are wealthy as a people. How do we get those wealth to work for us? And how do we now leverage the power of multilateral, especially in fixing many erosion sites that we see all over Anambra State? Anambra is totally shattered, not even broken. And quite frankly, we can't cling on to the dysfunctional past in solving the problem. On the economy side, we also are aware that when you have a thriving economy, when people are gainfully employed, when people are busy, they will not transcend into criminality. So we need to also identify that part. When, again, Prof was talking about being a number-driven person, maybe he's also forgetting who I am. I'm a chartered accountant. I'm a fellow of the Institute. I've also worked in the financial world for decades. And so, quite frankly, I know data when I see one. But we need to relate this to the people at the grassroots. I'm talking about having gone the entire 21 local governments 7 times and more, and feeling what people are feeling, that when we begin to relate the reality, I can tell you for free that indeed Anambra deserves far more. And in terms of awards, it talks about awards received as central bank governor. I was in banking those days. I really don't want to delve into things we shouldn't be talking about today. But I can tell you, what we suffered was failure of regulation when he was central bank governor. The number of jobs that we lost is unprecedented after he left. And you know why? Anyway, let's leave that for another day. And he's also spoken about Transcorp. He said it a number of times. Quite frankly, Transcorp was founded, sold shares for 7 naira 50 kobo, crashed to 50 kobo. We came on board to rescue Transcorp after he has left in government. And again, precisely, he has no role in hiring Valentine, because going around different places saying he hired Valentine. I wish Nicholas Okoye and Ndy Okerekonye were on video to have rebutted the fallacy that has come out from my dear brother and friend. Talking about how to deal with the fiscal infrastructure system we have in Anambra. It's really about growing the pie and cutting waste. I'm a global Kaizen champion. I know what continuous improvement is. When you get in there, you cut waste. There's so much waste around. We spend money on frivolities. We forget, this government inherited 75 billion in cash, raw cash. Today we are 130 billion in debt. We generate about 28 billion in IGR and about 50, about 78, up to 80 billion. For 8 years, we do the numbers. What have we done with it? If we do well, we can raise easily in 8 years 1 trillion naira. What can we say we have done with this economy? Quite frankly, there's a lot more to be desired. And I keep saying this, please, in the Anambra, can we move away from the past and cling on to reality? Thank you.
He said that Anambra State has the worst road network. I disagree with you, my gentleman. On that statement, you didn't get it right. The fact remains, without being political about it, Anambra has the best road network, or one of the best in Nigeria. Go and check it, the facts are there. So that statement is wrong. You might say the road networks are or the level or the state of those roads needs to be improved. That I can understand. But to tell you the fact, Anambra State has one of the best road networks in Nigeria. Now I'm talking about the issue of IGR. He made a statement that I really buy into. Talking about government squandering wealth and funds, extravagant spending on frivolities, things that they don't need. And he likened it with Obiano government, a party government. Let me tell you, the Owambe kind of government is not the kind we need in our homeland. I have been saying it, and it is part of our demands during the EndSARS to reduce government spending on frivolities, on bogus allowances, and the rest of them. So he is capitalizing on that to say that in his own government that there will be no wastage like that. And that will help reduce government spending, save money, and which will be used for infrastructural and economic development. So because of that statement, we gave him 55. Now to Andy Oba of APC.
I will declare a state of emergency for the roads. It's deplorable what the roads are. And he is saying that you've been advising them for the past 16 years. You couldn't advise them on the roads. You are saying all this, speaking all this long English here. You couldn't advise them on what the roads are all about, on how they could take care of the roads.
You were the senator.
Well, yes, I know what I did. I know what I did.
And the federal road in your constituency are federal roads. Totally, you go with helicopters.
Professor Soludo, you have you get a chance.
Not speaking long English. If the advisor should have advised him in a way how they can handle this.
Please direct your
contribution. Should have advised them on how to. Well, we set a state of emergency on the roads. We'll make sure that all the roads are being looked at very well. Secondly, the airport you mentioned too. At the airport, I'll make sure that I get the airport everything they need in order to operate, because it will be a very busy airport, one of the best airports they have. That I acknowledge. But we have to do so many things to make it work well. Right now, it's not working, and I'm sure as a governor, I'll do that. And when speaking about where we'll get the money to do the roads, we look at instances like plugging of the IGR. Now, if you look at the governor they're building a 10 billion conference center. Why couldn't they put it on the roads? 10 billion. That's what it costs. Now, if you go out there and look at it, there are about over 1,000 buses branded. What are they doing with that? Branded with Soludos, just right here, over 1,000 buses branded, and people are suffering in the state. There's no road. What are you people doing with it? Let me tell you something. This job is not for management. It's a leadership position, not management position. For management position, we can get him. For leadership, he doesn't know what he's saying. He's not a leader. Let me tell you. Yeah, he is not. Why are you laughing? I'm serious. This is not banks. You're in management, yes, but for leadership, you cannot. I know my people know me. So let me tell you something.
I know you as a masseur, the massage expert.
That's
what I know you.
As well.
Gentlemen, you're addressing the audience, the viewers at home.
When you left Central Bank, when you left that place, the economy collapsed. You know that. Listen to what Okonjo-Iweala said about him. I'm sure you know what Okonjo said about you. So that is out there. People will know what Okonjo said about it. The IGR has to be blocked. What is happening in this stage is that the IGR is being given to private family business. That's what they are doing. That's why we're not.
Sorry, if I can comment very quickly. My question was how you will tackle the debt profile of Anambra State and what you will do with gas that it has in quantum.
Yeah, definitely for the gas, we are going to put on a system which we are working on to make sure, gas that will run into help people in developing the power and things. We are setting up an industrial park. We will use that gas to develop that and make sure a lot of people are being employed and will make money from there.
And just a simple, he didn't say too much. He said that he will declare a state of emergency on roads, and on IGR, he will improve gas exploration to create wealth. He made this very simple. I didn't think he used up to 30 seconds of his time to make that statement. Honestly speaking, I give it to him that he made that statement. But let us think of it. If you look at his composure, his body language, it doesn't seem like he is committed to those words. It's just like he's just reading out things that are correct, just to give out correct answers to question. How you're going to do it, your vision that is driving you, the position you have been into in the first time before rolling into the government. What have you done in the past regarding this? And some of you may not even know that Anambra has a lot of gas in commercial quantity. So he is counting on it that he's going to use it to create jobs. But the truth is, the issue of creating or saying that he's going to declare state of emergency on road. I remember I have made a video on this platform showing you Oga. Oga is the village of this, my brother, big brother, let me call him that. I cannot deny him because I'm from Orumba. You know, Oga. Very, I've shown it here several times. Having him as a sitting senator, he couldn't fix a federal road as a federal senator under his constituency, right in his own village. Please, is it when he becomes a governor, he will be able to do that? Because of that, we gave him 30%. At least he said something. Now, we'll be moving over to the next one, and I implore you to watch the next series on this analysis. We'll be talking about IPOB agitation. Don't miss it. Drop your comment on what we've said so far. Give us your rating. If we are correct, fine. Drop your comment. We still have to have you. You can also do your review by yourself. Drop it on the comment section. We will all be there to continue this discussion on this part. On the next series, which is on IPOB agitation. You can't afford to miss that. I'm signing out. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Stay safe. Bye-bye.